Bop! Howdy hey, this is Frakbox, and I'm here just playing Pokemon Crystal in Italian, a language that I do not speak. So, in the last episode, I had the sound turned up a little bit too loud for the game audio, but you can still hear me, so I'm not gonna, re-record it. That would be silly, because a lot of stuff happened, and I talked about a lot of things, and I don't want to recreate that. Let's go ahead and put Jolteon in the front here. So, for those who didn't watch the last episode, or if you're just joining us... Oh, I guess I fought that guy already. Again, for those who are just joining us, we're in the tower, the radio tower, and we are trying to save them from Team Rocket. So there's a bunch of, Rocket grunts and scientists who are taking over this tower. Basically, it's just a continuation of their former plans in Mahogany Town. They're trying to enrage a bunch of Pokemon, so they evolve into other Pokemon. Turbosabia? What was that? Terra. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, that's Sand Attack. Okay. Let's go ahead and use Thundershock, because at least we get same type attack bonus on that one. Weezing has good defense, I believe, and not as good special defense. So we'll go ahead and just... Oh, Jolteon's lower level. Interesting. Oh, no! That's not good at all. Hopefully we live. Please... nobody gets the experience for this Weezing. That's really annoying. Okay. That's really annoying. Okay, well, I need to level up this Jolteon, so I guess we'll go back to the Pokemon Center and heal it, I guess. So in the last episode, I was talking kind of about how you shouldn't really be expected to perform during the events of 2020. I mean, it just kind of keeps piling on. I think people have sort of a romantic... I don't know about... Is that the right... a romantic idea of... flirting with danger. You know how some people think that, nuclear war is exciting, you know what I mean? They have this sort of, flirting with danger sort of thing. Or, how people who don't experience a whole lot of dangerous things kind of really enjoy watching, true crime shows or about serial killers. Because everybody kind of feels like they need some sort of, danger in their life, right? And so they sort of romanticize the idea of being in danger but still being in control. So I think a lot of what's happening in 2020 is a lot of people are trying to take control, if that makes sense. So they're trying to spin... They're trying to feel in a way that allows them to feel danger without actually committing to the danger, if that makes it. Let me give an example. So you hear a lot in the news about, oh, 2020 is this guy a bad guy? No, he's a good guy. Okay. You see a lot in the news about how, oh, 2020 is, oh, it's another thing in 2020. 2020 just keeps getting worse, right? So, because, I mean, we're seeing two hurricanes or tropical storms at the same time. There was just an announcement I saw in the news from a couple of different sources. Things that aren't what's the word I'm looking for? Actual reputable places that apparently NASA's found, an asteroid that's going to be flying towards Earth has a less than 1% chance of actually hitting us. Yeah, you know, stuff like that. It's people. It kind of brings flirting with the danger. Almost makes us feel like we have some sort of control, we have some sort of enemy to blame, oh, 2020 is the thing that's causing us all this pain. And I mean, in general, it's sort of the perfect storm of memery, if you will, where everybody always kind of joked about 2020, being our year, or what are you doing in what are you doing in 5 years? I don't have 2020 vision, There's 2020 was one of those years that there was some kind of special significance to. Everybody thought that the 2020s, whoa, oh, okay, we're paralyzed. I already thought 2020 was going to be this great year, right? But now we have flat earthers doing their thing, and we have a government right now that just can't seem to do anything right. And, you know, we have science denial and people being, you know, vaccine, like, weird about vaccines, like not getting their kids vaccinated. So, I mean, even if a vaccine came out for, like, the current problem that's happening, like, it wouldn't solve the problem because there's too many people who have been affected by people with ill will that they now believe that vaccines are just bad in general. So it's... I mean, it's really hard to, like, be like in the... It's really hard to, like, stay positive, especially this year, if you know what I mean. This year has taken a real huge chunk out of all of our psyche and just thrown it on the ground and stepped on it with big old steel toe boots, you know what I mean? Oh man, this is terrible. It's using is it using attacks that, like, generally miss? No, okay, it's just using effective tactics. Okay. Hopefully that levels me up. That does! Yay! So we're only one level away from Slowbro, which is great. But yeah, I mean, this... Oh, what am I doing? That was a mistake. Slowpoke is going to die. Let's switch over to something that won't die. Oh, good. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, because that's a ground-type Pokemon. So it's only going to do 20 damage, I think? Yeah, 20 damage. Okay, we can survive that. Double Kick. That's a good one to use against a Steel-type, because I think, yeah, Steel-types are weak against fighting for some reason. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever punched steel or metal? I mean, I haven't, but I would imagine you'd break your arm. Oh, it's evolving now. I was not expecting that. Okay, so this Slowbro is now a lot more effective, which is really good because Slowpoke has been really struggling. Okay, perfect. And Slowbro, I think, has a really good special defense now. Apprendere Riterata. Okay, I think that's Amnesia. We don't need to learn Amnesia. No. Actually, let me check. Where's my phone? I need to check what Riterata is. Because I'm pretty sure. Let's just pull up the good old Google Translate. Switch it to Italian. Is that one of the languages I have here? Italian. It should have. I should have been prepared. But I wasn't. Ritirata. Retreat. Oh, it's like withdraw. Oh, because it has a shell now. Okay. No, we don't need to learn that. Yeah, we're gonna stop learning that. So, apprendere is to learn. And, okay, we're gonna go ahead and put you back. Let's go ahead and put, Caminar out. Okay. I'm pretty sure this guy's probably just got Zubats and Raticates, so we should be good against this. I haven't checked, do the women Rocket Grunts have the same, like, overworld sprite as the male ones? Am I imagining that? Am I just imagining that this... I'll have to like look and see, because I could have sworn that they have different sprites, right? I mean, and were there any, like, women Rocket Grunts in Generation 1? Because I know this is Generation 2. I'm just thinking out loud. But okay, let's go ahead and do this. Luckily, Coughing has low speed. I forgot what I was talking about before. I think it was something about 2020 being terrible and how people like to flirt with danger. But it's almost like the perfect storm of, like, fatalism, if you know what I mean. Like, oh, something's doing this to us. And I mean, societies have always had their, like, you know, boogeymen that hide in the shadows and do things to us, you know? It's, you know, back in, you know, olden times it was demons, and then eventually it evolved into aliens, and now it's viruses, but except for viruses are actually real. and actually affecting us in specific ways. So I don't mean to diminish that effect, but people have always had sort of like their boogeyman that exists, or some people like to imagine like the government going after them. You know the conspiracy theory guys, or like JFK. All those different conspiracy theories. People like to imagine that someone's in control, or that somebody is organizing everything from behind the scenes, because they want to feel as though what's happening. Shianto. Okay, I need to check what that is. I have no idea what that move is. People like to feel like there's somebody controlling things from behind the scenes, instead of like the randomness that's all around us, So it's just more comforting to know that that's the case. Crash? Okay, I need to check what fur it learns at level... Because let's see here. Everything's just a button push away, except you have to go search for it, which is unfortunate. Okay. Stats, type effectiveness... Sorry, I'm checking, like, Bulbapedia, and usually I can get to the answer fairly quickly, but it's giving me some trouble here. Oh, here we go. Generation 2... and 28 is Slam. No, we don't want to do that. That makes sense. Oh no, stop it. No. I might have to like cut this part, but that's okay. No, we're not going to learn it. Keep learning it, or whatever. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we don't want to use Slam, because we already have a good moveset, so... Okay, Zubat. Alright, let's go ahead and use Attract again, because that's a good thing to do. Alright. Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. At least we are faster, so this is a good thing to do. We might actually want to, if we were going to EV train this this Furret, we'd probably do it for speed, so it could go first. Like, get it with a... I don't think they had natures in this yet. So if this were like a later version of Pokemon, I'd get a nature that increased the speed, lowered the special attack, and would EV train it for speed. Because for Furret here, it doesn't necessarily matter what the Furret's like attack is, so long as it's okay, because it's gonna have more turns than usual. So, all right, here we go. Come? Is that like what in Italian? Because in Spanish, come is like eat, or like if you're telling somebody to eat, you're like eat, So, but that doesn't even make sense because usually you'd be like comelo, like eat it, So I don't know. Italian is just similar enough to Spanish, but just dissimilar enough to like throw me for a loop. So this has been a very interesting Let's Play, that's for sure. Now, if you want me to actually continue past the Elite Four, definitely let me know. I hadn't really intended to continue past the Elite Four, but I certainly can, because there's a whole after game where I travel through Kanto. And then eventually you face Red at the end. Sorry, spoilers for anybody who didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, I do intend on playing more Pokemon games, but I don't know if I'm going to play more Pokemon games by myself. I think I would want, like, my brother or TruBluBlur to join me. Although TruBluBlur doesn't really play Pokemon games all that much. I don't think he's played a Pokemon game. But I might be able to convince him to play, like, a Spanish one with me, because what's funny is, we've mentioned this on the channel, but TruBluBlur and I met in a Spanish class. Although he doesn't really focus on Spanish anymore. He had kind of a bad experience. I think he's mentioned that before, but it kind of turned him off of the whole Spanish language learning thing. But I am one of those types of people. I want to see the world learn. If I were to have like my dream job, it would be a mixture of doing something like this and educating people. I don't know if I have what it takes to be like a teacher, but I certainly have teaching in my blood. Both my grandpa and my mother were/are teachers, respectively. And I've always been somebody who I love just not necessarily talking to people. I love imparting knowledge to people. And so I sometimes I'll get in like these professor modes where I just kind of like someone expresses an interest in learning about a certain thing. I'm gonna go back to the Pokemon Center. Somebody expresses an interest in learning about something, and I just kind of like tell them everything I know. It's funny because there's a couple of jobs that I've worked. It's like, okay, what do you want to learn about today? Let me tell you about why I think time travel is possible going forward, but not backward. And I'll just go on a tangent using a whiteboard, you know. Not that I really understand all the, like, math behind a lot of that stuff, but I understand kind of enough to, you know, educate people generally. And it's weird because I guess I'm interested in a lot of things that people aren't. Like, I'm mentioning things I mentioned in the past before, but it's things that I think are like common knowledge just don't really seem to be common knowledge. General science concepts. I mean, it's some of these things that like even I learned in school that don't seem to be common knowledge. Or maybe I just was paying attention, or maybe I just hold on to that information better. I don't know. I don't want to profess being better than anybody else, but I'm definitely not better than anybody else. But maybe I just hold on to random facts better. So maybe I'd be good at, like, I don't know, Jeopardy or something, or like for a trivia night, but that doesn't necessarily make me like a better person or anything. I just happen to know things, and I seek out educational topics. But I mean, a lot of it's not even useful, you know. I can't, you know, nobody. It's kind of like getting a liberal arts degree. Like, you know a lot of stuff, and you're able to, like, you know. Maybe I don't even know I don't even know exactly what's entailed in liberal. You're just learning the basics of basic educational stuff. So it's, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know, it's a lot of the stuff that I learn about. I don't really see how it can help me in any way. I guess I just enjoy learning about it. Although I don't really have the rigor. I don't really have the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know that I have, like, the gumption. I don't know that I have the ability to follow through that would enable me to be able to, like, even use it effectively in the future. You know, it's there's knowing something in theory, and then there's knowing something practically, you know, and I don't know that I know any of it, you know. And so I sit here on YouTube playing video games and imparting my musings that nobody cares about. It's in some ways I'm like, why would anybody care about my opinions, my happenings in my life? Why would anybody care about, you know, just anything I really have to say? Because I'm just, you know, kind of a I don't know, I like to think I'm kind of a boring guy, and I mean, and then I kind of think back on my life, and I'm like, oh, I've been through, like, this trauma and that trauma. And I think that everybody has something to offer the world. I think that, and even if you don't necessarily have something to offer, I don't think that necessarily reduces from your value. You know what I mean? Everybody has a unique experience, and I don't think anybody should be detracting from that. It's, oh, okay, I guess this coughing wouldn't detract from my experience, but I think we need to try building people up rather than tearing people down, and that's sort of by caminar. It's like go walk, go to walk. Sorry, that was just really funny to me. But I don't know. It's just I've always. I mean, as tempting as it is to, like, go onto Twitter and find some, you know, some Nazi to argue with, you know, and just tear them to pieces. It takes a lot out of you, you know. You can only really do that or go on Facebook or something and just argue with racists online, you know. It takes something out of you. It puts negative energy in your life, and I mean, somebody has to, like, shut them down, you know. I don't know about shut them down. Somebody has to, like, put them in their place as far as like educating them so they don't like spread that poison to other people. But it's one of these things where you can never really win because they just kind of they take it out of you. You can't, it's they know just how to push your buttons effectively to like force you into going, no, that's not right, and engaging with them. You know, it's trolling. It's classic internet trolling. But I would like to be the type of person who like builds people up. You know what I mean? Not that like fighting against people like Nazis is bad or anything. Quite the opposite. But if what I feel like I'm here to do is build people up, to educate people, to grow, to give people more skills that I don't have. You know, because I think that using the knowledge that I have, I can certainly try to help people, you know, learn a language so that they can have more mobility, you know, or just learn about science topics, or learn about history, or art, or various things. So I think, like, I can be useful regardless of how unskilled I am. Everybody has something that they can contribute, even if it doesn't seem like they do. And tearing people down, it dissuades people from being who they could be. It's one of those things where I don't know. I think I've said all I can really say about that for now, but I don't. I just think it's more important to build people up than to tear them down. And some people, I mean, people of all different skill sets are valuable, and they all add something to the equation. But I would like to be the person who builds people up, personally. I think that is what I have been called to do, or at least I'm calling myself to do. Which, I mean, this is a terrible thing to lead into, but if you would like to join me in education, I do have a Discord where we talk about video games, and I post lots of things about science and history and just interesting things. Obviously, when I post videos, they show up there, but also for language learning. I want to help people learn as many languages as possible. I plan on continuing on with languages once I get fluent in Spanish, so I just want to see the world learn, and that's me, I guess. So, all right, I've been kind of on autopilot here. I'm really hoping this doesn't kill my Nidoking. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! The sad thing is I'm not getting experience for a lot of these fights. Wow, that really sucks. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to like grind after this. There is just no excuse for how much fainting I'm doing. I mean, some of it could be that I'm like trying to put on a show, but yeah, no, this is a lot of fainting. I mean, I'm only 3 levels higher than this coughing for my Crobat. That's insane to me. I mean, part of that is that I'm not using my starter. My starter would probably be level 40 by now if I were still using it. But that's again what they ran into during Pokemon, like Twitch Plays Pokemon. The Croconaw and the Feraligatr ended up getting way too much experience, and it just kind of like ruined the fun because there was no challenge. So, Chiavesat. Hold on, I need to check what that is. Chiavesat. I forget what he gives you during this. Chiave. Oh, the key. Oh, the basement key. He gives you the basement key. Okay. Okay. Ooh, right, you gotta go to the department store. So we'll go ahead and do that in the next episode. This is Frakbox. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.